Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So, it's down to business here.
Well, just when you think you've got Eden Hazard, Peter, he opens up another box of tricks entirely.
And that's the thrill about him, isn't it? Every time you come and watch him play, he seems to come up with more and more surprises.
Well, I mean, that's the key to the job, isn't it? Find a different way of doing the same thing, and that he basically excels at. He's fantastic. Once he comes inside, anything is possible.
Shot, surely! That's really well manoeuvred. Cruyff. Adriano. Here's a shot!
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Cruyff. Another side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Good take, and he shoots! Goal! Barcelona! Barcelona are in front! That is lovely, finished with amazing expertise.
Oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
The first breakthrough.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And he was alert to it. Xavi. Searching pass he's played there. Zanetti kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily.
Barcelona are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Well, that is one way to stop him. It's a good surge he's making up the left-hand side. Cross goes in there. Impressive jump!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And it's Cruyff. Hazard, very much a man of this moment. Now he's got space here, and he cuts out the supply. Ribery. Oh, this is a terrific run. And here's a great chance! Now, who's going to be first to this? Cannavaro with the clearance. Hazard. And it's Capello. Xavi. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. Cruyff. And it's Ribery. Cruyff. And the whistle goes for half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. Barcelona finding themselves behind by just one goal at the break.
On the screen.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about, so an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Barcelona really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow.
It's Adriano! And he's gone looking for safety. He's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. It's a searching pass. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. It's a threatening ball. Adriano!
Substitution in progress.
And this is Cruyff. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. So we've reached the hour mark. So Jim, what are you thinking?
Barcelona are not...
It's Eto'o! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Eto'o actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Barcelona with the corner, they're first.
Substitution for Barcelona. Number 9, Adriano. Number 7, Mbappe.
And it's been
Coming
taken
on the
short.
field, number 20, Owen.
Right card,
Number
clears
4,
without hesitation.
Serge Diouf. Substitution taking
Barcelona
place.
will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. Owen. Van Dijk is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Looking for a runner. And this is Eto'o.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
This is a really front-footed approach. Shot a goal! And that's a good finish. And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Barcelona are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal. And it's very...
He'll try from distance! Oh, what has happened here? Caught offside that time.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Hakimi. Ribery gets on his bike and on the move. Pele. Plays a sharp little ball here. And it's Cruyff. Cruyff powering forward here. Pele to Eto'o. Barcelona do have a chance to counter here. Into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Now it's Eto'o. Played into space. Floated through. Zola. And we're done. Barcelona perhaps ended up out of ideas and out of steam. Some warm applause and acknowledgement of the effort put in by the players, but that does not hide the overall disappointment.
Hello, attendees.
Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Well, there was a distinct lack of...
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. A fabulous show of vivid colour and vocal cords. The new look Camp Nou at its best. So it's away we go then. Well, this is a guy who has pushed back the boundaries year on year. A brilliant maverick who just seems to go on and on.
Yeah, he's simple as the boss, Peter. Everyone else, including us, just the supporting cast, in an act where he will always take centre stage.
The Zlatan show, Zlatan is the only star.
I'm not arguing.
And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Saliba promptly onto that, and that is that. Rummenigge, and he cuts out the supply. Couldn't squeeze it through. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
He made it look a bit predictable.
And the keeper takes decisive action. He won't be happy with that one.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
Rodri making good progress. And no, that was never going to make it. Van Dijk is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. That's been cut out, well played. Now it's Eto'o. Now it's Eto'o. That's going wide left. Crosses it in. Cleared away. Oh, this looks sharp. Pedri. And it's Pedri. That is ended up in no man's land. Pele. It's a searching pass. Eto'o. Oh, that's fabulous. Flings in across. Vieira gets it away. And this is It's Ibrahimovic! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Ibrahimovic really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Well, I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. That's an imaginative pass. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Schmeichel claims comfortably. Rummenigge. That's a nicely shaped ball. Eto'o! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that. And that signals the end of the first period. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps.
Quick reminder today,
neither
please
side
have your
yet
entry
off the
tickets
mark.
at hand,
It's
as
not a
time
bad
to
game by
announce
any
today's
means,
winning
Peter, but
lottery
it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break. And they get things going again. So the first half brought no goals. Nicely shaped ball. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Well, they could break here. Pele. Pirlo plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. And it's Ibrahimovic. Now it's Pele. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Pedri. This is a promising build-up. Here's Roberto Carlos. And here's Eto'o. And here's Bellingham.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
It'll be a throw-in.
Substitution for Barcelona. Number 9, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
Eto'o
Coming
being
on to replace
hounded,
him
manhandled at times.
Number 8.
Yeah, better communicate.
Oh, he's been caught on it here!
Substitutions taking
Real
place.
chance!
The attendance for this match was 96,847.
Barcelona are looking to break at pace. Now it's Bellingham. And this is Eto'o. Stam gets a foot in here. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see it. Ah, he's given it away. Tries a shot! Oh, good finish! And we have liftoff! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Well, the keeper's clearly not happy, Peter. The least his defence could have done was go to the danger, and that was decidedly lacking.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
So the first goal of the game.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Bale receives it in a wide position. Chance! And a neat finish! Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest, real cut and thrust.
So that's 2 now without reply.
To be expected, Peter.
Could be danger here. He is through here. Big chance! Oh, it looked like 3-0 for sure.
Bale clearly furious with himself there. They looked for all the world like they were going to go 3 up.
Corner number 2 then. Getting up there! And he's there to belt it away.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Chiellini gets across to intercept that. Nice looking ball. Neatly clipped into space. No, that's been intercepted. There's the man who is effectively the team's security policy.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Ambitious ball here. Floated through.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And that's it. Oh, here is a defeat that may hit them hard, and you can sense that all around us. Things going pretty awry, and the outcome in the end virtually unavoidable.
And we
Your
come to
reflections
you now
then,
with
Jim.
a quick
Well,
request
there was
for
a distinct
support
lack
for
of
our charity
clarity
fund,
or
Chance
commitment in
Football.
everything the players were trying to do. Looking pretty lethargic, and they were ruthlessly exploited, and deserved to be.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours,
everybody,
it might
and
not
welcome
feel
to
like that.
today's match.
The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. There's the whistle, and here we go.
The midfield three, Peter, I think are going to be key in this lineup because it's a very expansive system.
Yeah, it certainly looks a very front-footed approach.
It is, and with the front three, especially the wide men, running at and beyond the defence, there's going to be an awful lot asked of the midfield. They have to supply those balls the attack can run onto, while at the same time maintaining the team's overall shape by linking the front and back.
Throw in. Now, can they get him away? Not the most accurate pass.
Well, just when you think you've got Eden Hazard, Peter, he opens up another box of tricks entirely.
And that's the thrill about him, isn't it? Every time you come and watch him play, he seems to come up with more and more surprises.
Well, I mean, that's the key to...
Terrific effort! Oh, surely that deserved a better outcome.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
Busquets looking to pass their way up the pitch. Hazard makes a dash for it. Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. It's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. What a start. Free kick in a dangerous position in the opening minutes.
This is the sort of thing he craves, a chance...
Capello! Oh, lots on that one, but he couldn't find the target. Back in possession and ready to go again. Beckham gets his head on it! Not a bad try by any means. Quality ball. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Played out towards the right wing. Picked out brilliantly. Beckham. Bullish header! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Tries to pass it through. And it's been given away. Can he finish? And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Hazard with the clearance. Barcelona have the chance to go the other way. And this is Ibrahimovic. Oh, the referee's got a decision to make here. What's he going to give? The referee's decided that he was fouled outside the box, and it is just a free kick. No second thought, a straight red card. Well, there may be some scope for debate over the seriousness of the offence, but none over its repercussions. They'll have to see out the rest of the game with 10 men.
Well,
He's had a shot! Nearly, but not quite.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
There's a probing ball. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Nicely intercepted. Beckham. Great vision. Plays it across. Eto'o.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
And he was quick to react. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass
There will
looked
be 3
decent. They
minutes
just
at
couldn't
a
pick
time.
out that killer ball.
Xavi. And it's been played through. It's Eto'o! Oh, good finish! Barcelona are back in business! Oh, delicious! Such devilish curl!
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
Barcelona restore power. Tries from a long way out. And the referee has blown for half-time. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So there was the first half.
And a quick
Well, you have to
reminder
ask
today,
questions
everybody,
how
to
this has
make
stayed
sure to
1-1,
put any
Peter.
litter
I
in
do
the
think,
bins
though,
provided.
that the way
Thank you
spaces
for
have
your
been found in
cooperation.
key areas with relative ease will be a real concern, something that needs addressing, and fast.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. And here's Beckham. Hangs in a towering header! And he's gone looking for safety. Knocks it into space. And that is headed for the middle. Vermaelen clears it away.
Well, that might be the first time they've gone long, Peter. They've clearly been told to try something different.
Can he get on the end of this? Eto'o providing an outlet on that foot. That's pretty clear, it is a foul. And that's going to be a booking. So, power or guile, what's it going to be?
Well, it looks very much like he's taken this on. From this distance, it's pretty inviting.
It's bounced back off the post. And the ball is out of play. Cafu is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Stojkovic going face-to-face with his great rival, looking for the far post. It's out for a goal kick.
Substitution on the field. Number 22.
So changes
Stojkovic.
afoot here, and from
Number
both
20,
sides.
Park Ji-sung. Number 5. Number 18. Beckham.
Barcelona
Coming on
perhaps
the field,
wondering what the best time is for their
19,
next substitution.
Neymar.
Nicely
Number
weighted
11,
ball.
Pushkash. Number 17,
Bellingham
Shevchenko.
plays the game a
Number
step ahead of
9,
almost anyone.
Hazard.
And he's
Substitution.
intervened well there.
Levante definitely like their pressing from the front.
It's relentless at times, Jim, isn't it? High energy, high intensity.
Standard practice nowadays, Peter. Make sure you don't give your opponents any time to think on the ball.
Cafu. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Looking for a runner. Oh, delightful ball. And this is Eto'o. Azar. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Barcelona really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be...
He's gone for goal. That's a cute ball. That has been cut short. Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won. Puskás really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Played out wide. And he's hit it long.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Cannavaro does well not to be outdone there. And this is Pele. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. And that's that. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end. Not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Barcelona certainly had some
Hello,
good moments,
attendees.
Peter.
This
There were
is a
plenty of
lost
encouraging
children's
spells that
announcement.
more should
Please
have been
keep
made
your
of.
eyes on your children during the match at all times.
That's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. A very good evening to you all. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion.
Hello,
The game
everybody,
yet to
and
kick
welcome
off.
to
The
today's
excitement
match.
already palpable.
Against Barcelona.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So it's away we go then. Well, this is a guy who has pushed back the boundaries year on year. A brilliant maverick. It's Hazard!
The keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
Ibrahimovic. There's the shot! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Oh, that is asking for trouble. And that's aimed into the middle. And that was very necessary.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Maldini getting this one clear. And it's Capello. And this is Ibrahim. Shot, surely! It's bounced back off the post. And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Capello standing over it. Oh, great leap! No, just not quite.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Messi. Your impression so far, Jim?
Yeah, they've got a good grip on this game, now to turn it into a stranglehold.
Xavi, a player whose confidence, whose sense of adventure rubs off on all of those around him. Dumfries did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Busquets. Thuram. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Hazard. Now, can they get him away? No, he refuses to take the bait. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Thuram. Eto'o is herring after that one. It's a pretty loose pass. Just eases him off the ball. Lampard. And it's Hazard.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Hazard gets on his bike and on the move. Hazard. Good purposeful running this. Pele. Still waiting for the game's first breakthrough goal. Now it's Eto'o. And it's Xavi. Pele. Lampard. Hazard. Not the most accurate pass. Hazard is sporting a guilty look after that.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. And that signals the end of the first period. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over
And
here.
now, to all members of the
So your
crowd,
views on the
I'd
first
like
half?
to ask you
I
to
have to
join
say, I
me
think
in
it's
wishing
a
our
good performance,
birthday boy
but it's
a
clear that
very
they
special
need a
birthday.
little more energy and more precision up top. They proved they can create chances. Now they need to start putting them away. That's the next step.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. get things going again.
Barcelona are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Stam is a man so notably robust and resolute in his defending. Metz are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Azar. Lampard. And it's made its way to him.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Now it's Eto'o. Oh, this is a great position. Now, who's going to be... Goes for the shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
No breakthrough and well into the second period. It is still anyone's game. And it's Batistuta. Oh no, that was never going to make it. Eto'o. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Now that's a fine challenge. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Ibrahimovic is onto it in a flash. And here's Batistuta.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down.
Azar! Off target by a whisker.
Substitution for Metz. Number 12.
So we have
Batistuta.
movement on both benches.
Number 10, Messi. Number 9, Frank Lampard. Number 14, Hazard.
And it's Maradona.
Number 7, George
And he's
Best.
been shifted off it.
Coming on the field, number 21, Shevchenko. Number
Danny Olmo.
24,
He's found a way
Danny
past.
Olmo.
Takes a shot!
18, Maradona.
Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
They're just unrelenting, Peter, wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Oh, good effort! Firm header, just off target.
And he did so well to get himself there. What a good effort.
Danny Olmo conjures time and space where few can. Dumfries promptly onto that, and that is that. Maradona showing great feet there. Now there's it's Lewandowski! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. And he can thump it away.
Well, that might be that,
2
Peter.
added
Maybe
minutes
both
has been
sides just going to
indicated.
have to settle for the draw now.
Corner it is.
Well, in my opinion, set pieces are 50-50 moments, and this is a rather big one, and it all depends on the service.
piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had a wonderful view of it.
Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Barcelona have done it. Their solitary strike ultimately proving just enough. A terrific win, however you look at it. Eto'o taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so.
With the father of a boy in the
So there we have it, Jim. A
kindly
game
contact
seemingly
a nearby member
destined
of
for
staff.
stalemate, but then the ultimate smash and grab.
Well, I thought only one team could win this, certainly in the last few minutes, Peter. They didn't half make it hard on themselves, but sometimes you just have to win games whatever way you can, and that they did.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Against Barcelona.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So that's got things underway.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively, but it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation.
Oh, he's having a go! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. There's a defensive height advantage here, Peter, but of course it's not guaranteed to work.
Absolutely, they're certainly not as big as those trying to stop them. That's put paid to the danger. Knocks it out wide. Serginho plays in and he shoots! Nearly, but not quite.
Yeah, it's good movement though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Schneider. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Yeah, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. He's got everything you'd want from a top-level keeper. Great shot stopping, but
He's having a hit! It's their second corner of the game. And that has been cleared. And now a sudden chance to counter. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Pele going face-to-face with his great rival. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. Yaya Toure. Serginho has it in a wide position. Valverde. Ibrahimovic. And it's Valverde. No, he's not getting his way this time. Still goalless. That's a cute ball. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
they should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Probing pass. Eto'o is onto this. Maldini with the clearance.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Defending of the desperate variety. Milan have the chance to go the other way. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Busquets is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And here's Valverde. The referee's awarded a free kick. The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture.
Well, he was the one player you had to keep away from the area. Not the best way to do it, though.
Perhaps the final meaningful act of the first half.
Someone's eyeing this up with real belief here.
Schneider! Oh, smart save. He had plenty to do.
Well, I thought his starting position was good, and that helped the keeper to judge the flight of the ball and deal with it well.
Now it's Pele. Toure makes the interception. It's Eto'o! And the whistle goes for half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. Not too much so far to lift anybody off their seat.
Well, this will have given them a chance to look for any potential holes and weaknesses in the opposition. Something that will bear fruit once the teams come out again, I'm sure, Peter.
So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. And here is the first touch of the second half.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball.
Milan definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
Schneider. Serginho is looking to influence the game from out wide. Plays it in low. Cannavaro can get it clear. Still absolutely nothing to report here goals-wise. And the pass is intercepted. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Pele, he's going to be disappointed with that. And still, we await the first breakthrough. Yaya Toure. Nicely shaped ball, delivers with whip. And he's there to get it away. Pirlo. Searching pass he's played there.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose. Valverde! Denied by an instinctive save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Substitution.
So, third corner of the game. That's the throw. Valverde. Nice looking ball. That is ended up in no man's land.
Milan clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Looking for a runner. And he was quick to react.
Well, they've got one eye on the clock, but the balancing act is very fine at this stage. Go for it, and it could backfire. Sit back, and it may be at a price.
Oh, the less said about that pass, the better. Baresi.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
And it's Yaya Toure. And it's Pedri. And this is Eto'o.
Well, that might be that,
There will
Peter.
be one
Maybe
minute
both
at a
sides just
time.
going to have to settle for the draw now.
And after a brief check, the referee blows his whistle. So a tough one to gauge. Defensive dominance combined with wastefulness in attack. And the outcome inevitable.
We come to you now with a quick request for support.
How do you look back on the
for our
game then,
charity
Jim?
fund.
Barcelona
Chance in
can always
football.
take more positives from a result like this. Yes, there is some tidying up to do, but some real promise too.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie.
everybody, and
The fans
welcome
have
to
pulled out all
today's
the
match.
stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So we're up and running. Well, there is no question that Eden Hazard on his day is one of the world's best, Jim. So how do you interpret the role he's been given here?
Well, we all know he's at his best when he's coming in from that left side, whether it's to drag people away and isolate them or to combine with central attackers. But he also often plays as a 10, as we know, in a free role.
And is that a new dimension to his game?
No, he's been at that for years, and he's just very good wherever he plants himself.
Now this could be a chance. He has a look out. And Messi! Messi! Genius!
Well, we can only hope that this has set the tone for what's to come. Captain Majestic has stunned the whole arena.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. It's a shot, surely!
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Now it's Eto'o. Oh, it's come loose. Pirlo plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Now it's Eto'o. Neymar. And it's Valverde. Messi does have his name on the score sheet, of course. And it's Messi. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. And this is Hullet. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Takes the shot! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Messi clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And we have our very first corner. And a header!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Nuno Mendes. Neymar. Nuno Mendes is someone who's always looking to catch the eye with his trickery. And this is Hullet. It's Pirlo. Cannavaro. Well, there's the clearance. And once more he proves rigid and robust. This is a promising build-up. Hullet. And here's Eto'o.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left...
And he shoots! It's loose now and they want to get it back.
There will be
Pirlo.
1 minute added time.
That's an imaginative pass. And he was quick to react. So a temporary halt to the action. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Barcelona coming at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
Provided by the local police.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. So, into the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Ibrahimovic! drives it in. Towering header! Firm header, just off target.
That's a really decent chance.
Dixon. Messi, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Passing is crisp and sharp. Pull it, brilliantly cut out. Barcelona still behind thanks to that solitary strike. Oh no, that was never going to make it. India are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan. That's just playing it safe and simple. Barcelona really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
They're coming again and again.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Impressive jump! And oh, he's got that completely wrong.
Substitution
So we have
on the
movement
field.
on both benches.
Number 17, Hullet. Number 14, Neymar. Number 8, Federico Valverde. Coming on the field, number 20.
Now it's Eto.
Vieri.
Now it's Vieri.
Number 19.
This is Messi.
Number 11.
Pirlo is the team's great visionary.
Substitutions taking place.
And again, they run up against stubborn defending. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably. I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Now it's Messi. And here's Messi. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. Out towards the flank. Nuno Mendes tries a cross. India have their second corner now. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
India nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Barella.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
And this is Messi. And Messi! And he hits the net! And surely now, the result's beyond doubt. And that is a goal worthy of you. And that's that. In the end then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply they were beaten.